Welcome back. I just finished the final novella in the first Eddie Fazbear's Fazbear Frights book, the whole book being Into the Pit, and the final novella being Count the Ways. So let's hop into a little bit of a review of this one. So, I will say that I really liked the opening of this one. It was very interesting to realize that your character is inside of an animatronic, because it's a thing that's like implied can happen in the games, but we don't ever see really happen in the games. So like that setting was great, but then it's also like one of my least favorite tropes because it goes from that cool suspenseful thing into just regular story stuff, like the events that lead up to it. And I understand why authors do it because it can be a good hook to get you interested in the story, but most of the time, especially recently when I've read stories like that, it really annoys me. And this one even more so because you've got this cool setting of her inside this animatronic and oh no, what's gonna happen? And then it keeps cutting back to some mostly boring stuff with her life before, that a lot of the build up for it that they were doing there, I feel like could have been cut and made a much more concise story. And I would have preferred if we'd started with some of that early story, developed her character, be like she's this girl who's obsessed with that, she meets this boy, is friendly with him, they have kind of a falling out, and then that leads her to being swallowed by the animatronic. And it could have been so much quicker and more concise, and so it was really frustrating. Like, some of the stuff that was developing her character was really good in the past scenes, but I just wish that it had been organized differently and just been told straight through. I feel like that would have worked much better. But that's my opinion, and the story was still interesting, and I still enjoyed, like, the concept and things, so it wasn't like it was all bad. It was just not my favorite way to have a story told. So, there's that. I will say that while I know that there are people like this who have kind of the death obsession and things, there were a few times where I was like, oh my gosh, this is really annoying and getting to be a little much in some ways, even more than like the issues I was having with some of the body image stuff that was in To Be Beautiful. She had a line in here where she said that all happy people are lying to themselves, and then basically everything is misery. She goes to her miserable room, homework is misery, living with her grandpa is misery, her parents being gone is misery, etc., etc., and it got very tedious at times, which is part of what I mean by I think some of it could have been simplified by we cut out some of that stuff that was going on in the past and just told it straight from the past into her getting into the animatronic, which I believe was a Funtime Freddy, which was fun, that it never gave a name for him, but based on the description, it sounded like Funtime Freddy, so that was fun. I was wondering the whole time, like, as we're hearing the story of her being in the animatronic and waiting to get the past scenes to catch up to her being in the animatronic, I was wondering the whole time which one it would be. I was thinking probably a Freddy, but I didn't realize it would be a Funtime animatronic, so that was fun. But that was about the only reason I could have seen to have built the story that way. And again, it just didn't quite work for me that way. So I was a little frustrated by that, but it was cool to see that it was Funtime Freddy. And I like the ending because it's technically ambiguous, but the way it cuts off implies that she probably did die and didn't succeed in what she was trying to do. And so that was... It was overall good. I liked the suspense of it. It was kind of fun to build it up, and that the Funtime Freddy's like, I've got you inside of me, and we're going to have this mutually beneficial relationship because I get to kill you, and I like killing things, and you want to die. And then she has this moment of realization as he's talking about that she really didn't want to die. She just had kind of been interested in death, but didn't necessarily really want death. It was more that she wanted like an escape. And like that scene, I was like, this is how horror works. You think you want something, you're about to get it, and then you realize, oh no, the horror, this isn't actually what I wanted. And that was the kind of realization I thought was going to come in To Be Beautiful as well. Like how I was thinking that, oh, once she gets her face changed, people aren't going to recognize her and she's going to be horrified with herself and be like, why did I want this kind of a thing? I liked that we got an actual execution of something that felt like that in this case, because that's what I was hoping for in the other one, and it worked really well in this one, and I think it would have worked well in that one too. So yeah, that's kind of my thoughts and opinions on this one. I'm still really enjoying these, and I can't wait to break into the next book and just keep reading these, and I'm really sad that eventually I'm going to catch up. And then I'm going to have to wait for a couple volumes to come out, but the third one just recently came out, so at least I have 6 more stories to go through for right now, and then I just have to wait a little bit till like July for the next volume, and then September, I think, for the final volume. But hey, stories to work on, series to work on. It's just been a fun project, and I've been really enjoying this. So if you've been reading any of these too and have any thoughts or opinions on them, feel free to comment down below and let me know what you think of them. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video when I start reviewing Fetch for these. I mean, I might do videos in between, but I'll see you in the next Fazbear Frights video for Fetch. This is Nehemiah Harper, signing out.